thank you Toastmasters Shyamla for giving a detailed education about EDG. Let's move on to the education session, which is going to be Toastmaster Raghavan Sridhar. Raghavan Sridhar is the manager R&D at Alexa India. He backed Canada district level evaluation center. And we welcome Toastmaster Raghavan Sridhar.
Alright, so while the PPT gets set up, let me look around at Medley. How many of you have seen me here already? Okay, I think I should have asked myself the question. How many of you have I already seen? Very few of you. So which goes to show me that Medley is evolving. I've been visiting Medley for the last 3 years, 4 years maybe, and today I'm looking at all of you and I can see a very few faces who know me. Which means that Medley has been evolving with new people, and that's first of all a big thank you to all of you. You are keeping this forum going, and in that I wanted to capture the essence of evaluation. Because evaluation has always been evolving. When I joined Toastmasters, the way I used to get evaluations, and today, 6 years after I have joined Toastmasters, the way I get evaluations today, there's a huge amount of difference. So let's see in the next 20 minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, if I can capture that essence and give you all something that you can take home today. Alright? I would ask you to sit, don't worry about it, I will take care. I want you all to. Alright, so how many of you are contesting in the evaluation contest this time? Okay, I expect more hands to raise for this than the previous question. Okay, so that's a few of you. Okay, how many of you are actually members already of the club? You do know you do know you are all eligible to contest, right? Okay, so let's try this. Okay, so I don't know how much of the introduction you all got, but here is a small thing about me. I've contested 12 times. 6 times in the evaluation contests, 6 times in ISC and TT. I have failed 5 times. I won once in the division. And then I went to the finals of the evaluation contest in November 2017 in Reverberations. There I came 3rd. I did not come first. Okay, there I came 3rd. And today, when I look back at the diary that I keep for noting down the dates, my dates are completely full for the last 3 weekends and 4 weekends coming up next. I'm not boasting. I'm here to tell you this. I have been a Toastmaster for 6 years, learning from this forum day in and day out. I'm trying to give back as much as I can. But all it took for my calendar to become as crazily busy as it is were 8 minutes. 5 minutes of listening to a speaker with all my heart, and 3 minutes of giving the best evaluation that I was capable of giving. It was that 8 minutes which has actually transformed my life, so to speak. How many of you are attending Emergence tomorrow? Do you know there is an event called Emergence that's happening tomorrow? Okay, thank you so much. At least I can see a couple of faces. Emergence is a training program for all the Toastmasters being conducted centrally by what is called TLI, Toastmasters Leadership Institute. There will be roughly 210 plus people who have already registered. So I'm going to be speaking in front of them tomorrow. I have not changed as a person. What has changed were those 8 minutes. And so this is what I would ask from all of you. Evaluation is not something to be afraid of, or there are multiple myths around evaluation. So we'll break all of them. And by the time I'm done with the session, I want at least a few more hands to rise up when I again ask you the question of are you doing our evaluation contest? Okay? Right. So when we jump in, so this is my title. That's very important. Okay, that's animation. And yeah, that's me. ACB, ALB. I'm not done anything for the last 2 years actually. So I've been ACB, ALB for 2 years. Now here is what I want to tell you about. Evaluation has 2 wives. Okay? It's like Lord Muruga. No offense, but evaluation managing 2 wives. Can you tell me what would those 2 wives be? 2 W's. It's just an anecdote I came up with. Okay, doesn't matter. I will ask you myself. What is an evaluation? Answers. What is an evaluation? That's the first wife. Answers.
Feedback.
giving feedback.
Probably you observe the speakers and then you interpret their ideas and then you evaluate this.
I'm trying to repeat what you're saying. A little slow.
Okay.
Observe the speaker and
Interpret this.
interpret. So observe, process,
Yes.
and then deliver it back. He gave it in short. Give a feedback. Perfect. Yes, more. Make it simple. It should be so simple that all of you must be able to say the same answer 100 times no matter who asks you.
So input, basically reading input and process it and output.
Input,
Based on
process,
your,
output. Beautiful. Let's try to simplify it a little more. What is an evaluation? Go ahead, give me. How many of you have been Toastmasters for a while now? Go ahead. What is an evaluation?
Evaluation is like a mirror where the speaker sees himself.
You have copied my script, so I'll ask you to wait. But yes, who can repeat what he just said? He told you the answer. Okay.
Evaluation is like a mirror, I said.
Evaluation is like a mirror. So now I'm going to ask you, what are the qualities of a mirror? What does a mirror do?
Reflects what you are.
Reflection of a person's speech or performance from the other viewpoint, from someone else's viewpoint.
Perfect. There is a small chemical that we have to add, and I want you to tell me that. Okay, tell me this. What is the difference between an evaluation and whatever you said? What you said, my opinion, is called a review. Right? What you said. Input, I watch a movie, process, I look into myself and come up with my thoughts, and then give an output, a review. So what's the difference between an evaluation and a review? I'll make it simpler. What's the difference between a review and a mirror? What's the one
It's
thing?
the direct thing,
Exactly what
just the image, like what the person is.
Absolutely. The mirror does not have emotions of its own. The mirror just shows you what it sees without adding any flavors, without adding any emotions. And that's what an evaluation truly is. And those of you who understand that difference will from tomorrow become better evaluators. And so here's the second question. Why do we need an evaluation?
Not what we are.
Improve
Understand.
You have got it. But let me see if more people can get it. Why do we need an evaluation? I got an answer from you now.
Yeah, to improve your
To improve yourself. Kalyan, you were saying something?
To improve.
To improve yourself.
To know our positives.
To know your positives.
So the speaker who is giving it, there's no, like, if you take the analogy of mirror, he cannot see that. So we are able to see and we will have to tell you.
Right. So that's exactly what I'm trying to get you. So I'm already successful because I've already got you hooked onto the mirror analogy. So here is what we do. When you go and stand in front of your mirror, what does your mirror tell you? Do you think our mirrors ever tell us that we are fat?
No, they don't.
It doesn't. It tells me, Raghavan, if you stand like this, you may look fat, but if you stand like this, that's not. If you want girlfriend share. The mirror does not tell you you are wrong. The mirror tells you how you could look better. And doesn't take too much of processing as well. Somebody says, Raghavan, your hair is ruffled. I'm like, okay, ruffled how? And then you will say, okay, comb right. I'm like, okay, right, yeah, okay. Okay, comb right where? Front to back. So, do you see? The conversation builds, but in front of a mirror, it just tells me exactly where it could become better, so that I can look different. And so that is just me playing around with. So I was just saying, what is an evaluation? That's a mirror. So we stand in front of our mirror, exactly like you said. The only reason for that is not to identify my positives and negatives. No. It's not to see how I can improve. No. The major reason you stand in front of your mirror is to see where you are at that moment. How do you look today? How do you look at this point in time? And maybe how you can yourself reflect and see what else you can change about yourself. Alright, so if you forget everything else that we talked today, remember this. An evaluation is a mirror. It reflects back what it sees without any emotions of its own. And all that you do when you stand in front of a mirror is look at yourself and feel happy about yourself. My mirror never tells me I don't look good. Right? And you stand there and you as an evaluator, your purpose is to just show to the speaker where he stands today. Okay? Fair enough? Got the point? All of you with me? Right. Let's go down to how do I become a mirror? From who I am as a person. When I say a mirror does not have emotions, I am sure questions are buzzing in your mind. But I am an individual. I have my own personality. I am a Toastmaster. I have my own knowledge. So how or why should I stop giving my emotions? Or how do I become a mirror? That's simple. All you have to do is remember A, B, C, and D. And if your evaluation has A, B, C, and D, you would surely have become the mirror, and your evaluation surely will tell the speaker where he stands. Any idea what these A, B, C, and D could be? Go ahead. They are just English words, so give it a shot.
Assessment, analyze.
Analyze, appreciate, assess, something else. Think of it as a quality for an evaluation. Aggregate, no. It's a quality of an. How should an evaluation be?
Appropriate.
Apt is good. You are closer. Think of a little more words.
Appreciate.
Let's start with the A.
Appreciate.
Appreciate. Okay.
Accurate.
Accurate. That's my first word. So, why did you call me for a session? You guys know it already. That's my first point. Always be accurate in your evaluations. And do you know how many of us miss that single most important point? When we evaluate a speaker, the speaker would have been talking about running a marathon. I know a speaker who spoke about his first time on a field of running. So I finally finished my stretch of the marathon. The evaluator came and said, wow, 42 kilometers you ran. You need so much strength, so much this, so much that, appreciated, aggregated, everything. Finally the speaker says, boss, I ran a marathon, but I ran only half marathon. I never said I ran a full one. Right? So you are not being accurate. Why? Because you have missed listening to the speaker properly. Okay? And you are not being accurate sometimes because you are not focused on the speaker at all times. How many of you evaluators write down when a speaker is speaking? Honestly, be honest.
I've never done an evaluation.
So you are disqualified from answering this question. Just kidding, you are still qualified. Then it's good for you because they have to unlearn and all that you have to do is learn. Right? So many of us evaluators make it a point to write lengthy notes when the speaker is speaking. It's absolutely good to jot down one or two sentences or words or points or quotes or the expansion of BDD, which I could never get today when you're speaking. I was so lost that you're so interesting that I forgot BDD. So it's absolutely fine to note down a point or two. But it's absolutely not fine to keep writing when the speaker is speaking. Because you tend to miss many things. And your evaluation loses out on accuracy. Now I am going to stop at one surface point for each of these. Because what I want you to do is while going back, driving back, walking back, taking a cab, bus, ride, everything, think about your mirror and think about ABCD and mold yourself and your evaluations on ABC. Can we do that today? I'm giving you a homework, okay? So accuracy. Brevity. I didn't ask you this because I know this is a trick word, so I wanted to give you this myself. Brevity. Brevity is being crisp and short, whether it is criticism or it is appreciation or it is point to improve. A lot of us have this habit of going on and on and on and on and on. The speaker ultimately misses out on what exactly is being told. Okay, what do you want me to do? We suddenly say, your usage of the stage was so fantastic that for 555 meters you were great, in the last 5 meters you could have been better. And the speaker thinking, okay, what was that all about? Even I'm thinking about it, but I just made it up right now. The point is, be very brief. If 4 words are enough, speak 4 words. Do the opposite of what I am doing now. Going on and on, right? So always be brief. Right? Now this B and the next point are closely tied together. What could C be?
Compliment.
Compliment. It's very, very good point. That's not what I'm looking at. Again, sir, I'm not asking you what all must be in an evaluation. I'm asking you, give me a quality of the evaluation. What is the kind of evaluation you will like? So what should...
Concentrate.
Content.
Content. Perfect, sir. Yes, content.
Concentrate.
Concentrate, we have already touched upon it in accuracy.
Clear.
Clear is the word I was looking for. Because many a times what we do is when an evaluator speaks, we lose out on what the evaluator is actually trying to say. Hey, you had great stage presence. And then it points to improve, you could have used the stage slightly better. I'm like, okay, was he part of the same speech? Or is this an evaluation of the next speaker? Right? So, you be very clear on what you wish to communicate. Don't have any confusions in your head. And this is easier said than done. How many of you have done more than 5 evaluations? More than 5 evaluations? Very few of you. So, the rest of you will understand when you do multiple evaluations, you yourself will come to a stage where, okay, I love the speech so much. What do I give as a recommendation? So sometimes your clarity gets smudged because you are yourself fishing for points, because you are forcing yourself to give something, to say something, to show to the speaker that you have given attention, that you have liked the speech, and you know how to make that speech better, and in doing so you confuse yourself and the speaker as well. Right? So there are multiple ways to be very clear. Number one is don't try to impress. I'm not trying to impress anybody here. You are a mirror. You cannot have any emotions. Number two, don't try to show off. Once again, you are a mirror. You don't have to show off that you are better than the speaker. Number three, don't add exaggeration. You are not doing a humor contest. This is not a humorous speech. Right? Always be honest. So there are times when you will really not find any points to give to the speaker as an improvement. In which case, it's absolutely fine. You can come onto the stage and you can say, I couldn't find anything that could have made the speech better. It doesn't mean you are a lesser evaluator. It only means that speech is not yours. You could not own that speech. Because any evaluator will come on and think, if I was to give that speech, how would I do it? So, what is better is to say I couldn't find anything instead of confusing yourself, instead of losing clarity. Okay? How are you doing till now? Accuracy, brevity, clarity. Are you with me?
Yes.
The fourth point is the most important one. And this will define the kind of evaluator you eventually become. So what do you think is D? What is that quality of an evaluation which will make it complete? Sorry?
Delivery.
Delivery is the brilliant point. I think we are actually, with brevity and clarity, we have actually addressed delivery only. The delivery should be clear, the delivery should be brief. I'm looking for another word.
Direct.
Sorry?
Direct.
Direct. Good. Yes, that's something that I will consider putting in next slide. But that's not the one here, sir.
Dependable in terms of consistency.
Wow. Very good point. But that's not what I thought of. Okay, that's a very good point. So trustworthy is what you're actually trying to mean. Which is, yeah. One more word. Think of it. No? No other word? See if you can understand what I'm trying to mean. You can also call it depth. How many of you like it when an evaluator comes to the stage and talks about your eye contact could have been better, your stage movement could have been better, your body language could have been better? Okay, what else? Hey, I know I kept looking at her. She is the prettiest one in the room. I did look at her, so that's okay. You tell me something else. Today I am having a sprain in my right leg, so of course I didn't move properly. My movements were hindered. Fine. What else? So most of the evaluators talk about eye contact, body language, vocal variety. And if you want to become that evaluator who wins hearts, may or may not win contests, have depth or density in your evaluation. Go beyond the basic three, which are eye contact, body language, and vocal variety. Try to look for improvements or recommendations beyond these three. The moment you do, the speaker will start respecting you more, and you will start liking your own evaluations much better. Well, I remember what I decided when I started contesting. I told myself, Raghavan, when you're contesting, there are 7 other people with you. If you see visibly there is a vocal variety, body language, and body language disconnect stage, you say disconnect, assume that the others will speak about it. Okay? Because the stage is not the only place where you give feedback to a speaker. You can go back to them and then tell them, hey, I don't know who else told you, but this is what I observed as well. So maybe you can improve that. But on stage, If you really want to add value to a speaker, please try to go beyond it and look for depth. Okay, how will I get all those points? If you listen to the speaker carefully. How many of you remember what I told you about what changed my calendar? Very specific, accurate, brief, clear. No, you're right, 8 minutes. Lunch like every night. But that's it. It was 8 minutes, and what was it, sir? 5 minutes of listening to the speaker with all my heart. I did not listen to the speaker with all my mind, I listened to him with all my heart. I let the speaker speak. I did not look at my notepad. Because in the contest you get time, it's okay. Think of your favorite song. The first time you hear your favorite song. What do? Do you immediately pause that song and enjoy that moment? Or you listen to it fully and then you go back and listen to it again and say, hey, this is my favorite part.
The second option.
Why don't we do that for a speech? While the speech is going, hey, that's the favorite part, I like me okay. Oh, damn, I missed the second. That was my second favorite. You don't get the speech again, my friends. So listen to the speaker with all your heart. You will be accurate. You will learn brevity. And when you listen to him clearly, you will have that clarity. Once done, if you tell yourself, I am going beyond body language, eye contact, stage usage, depth will come automatically. How many of you drive? Bikes, cars, whatever, right? How many of you, while driving, in the middle of the drive can actually say in which gear you are on?